Good morning, everybody. Welcome to About Time. I'm Karan. It's complicated _KH. And I am here with Chris, my Tam friend. How are you?
I'm good.
Very good. Very good. Everybody should be good. Did you like Wilson as being the volleyball? Thank you. All right. Go ahead. Take it on. Introduce the show. Let's do it. Chris? Oh, okay.
Yep. Thanks, I'm bringing everyone out.
All right, Chris. Very good.
Yeah.
So you just brought people up and
today we have the same competition as last week, but we have Arthur, Nick, Sanjay, and Debbie.
Of course, he forgets ladies first.
Ladies first, Debbie. Yeah.
All right. So what are we doing today, Chris?
So we're going to have a competition, and we will be going with the categories for, we will have a budget watch, and we will have a men's dress watch, and then we will have German watch, a time-only watch, and then a skeleton watch.
Great. I just want to comment here with Dan. As long as our intros stay professional, we have my buddy Chris here who will never be professional.
Just keep it down to earth, you know?
So before we start doing anything, of course, we always should be doing a wrist check. So we'll start with Debbie. We're going in that order because that's how the program is also, the video is done today. So Debbie, what do you have on? What timepiece do you have on? You can also share what you have on that. We have no problem with that. All right, we need to unmute you.
Okay, I'm wearing my Astor & Banks Fortitude with the mother of pearl dial.
That is gorgeous.
And it's on a blue suede strap that the watch came with a bracelet and the blue suede strap.
Good. Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Doing all right. Switching over to wrist cam. Actually, it's off the wrist now, but wearing the Rolex Submariner 116610LN. So actually not wearing it, but I will be wearing it in like 2 seconds.
Thank you. Sanjay?
Hi, guys. I've got my Zenith Chronomaster Sport in white, just to show Karan that he's going to be getting the wrong watch. White is better than the black.
All right. That's not what many people say anyway. So
I know. I have a little bit of buyer's remorse, but I love it.
No, they're equally good. Arthur?
I like the white as well. Good choice, Sanjay. I'm wearing something entirely black. This is my IWC Top Gun chronograph, the 2019 model. Yeah,
he wears an all-black watch and says he likes the white.
Yeah, I own too many black watches, so if I were to get a Chronomaster Sport, I'd go white dial as well.
True. Chris, you're traveling, so what do you have? What's your travel watch? What's you, Sanjay?
Not really a travel watch, but I have my Grand Seiko.
Okay.
I'm still in the same time zone.
Nice. And I'm going with the Zenith theme as well. I'm wearing the bronze pilots. All right. So fantastic. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start off. I'm going to share a file. I hope it doesn't lag. If it does, we're going to share it. Chris is going to try sharing it. It's going to be very easy. We're going to pause it whenever. And people in the chat, if you have to vote, say the person's name so Wilson can actually keep score instead of the watch. Right? So let's start with the first category, if I can do this correctly this time. And Chris, thanks. We didn't share it on Facebook, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
That's all right, Chris. All right, here goes nothing. That's exactly what I figured. I think it's lagging now. Sorry
Perfect
about that,
timing.
guys. I think it's stuck here. I'm going to quickly send that file to Arthur so you can have it. Arthur, you okay with that?
Remember, I'm working off a 2012 MacBook Air, so if you're not
Okay,
having
you know
luck,
what?
I doubt I.
This is what we're going to do. Let's try it this way because I'm already frozen now. Chris, you want to try it?
Yeah, let me try it.
Okay. It was working just fine.
I mean, we already spent all our money on watches. We can't afford this technology. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I don't
haven't
know.
upgraded my
why it does
computer.
Having our priorities straight.
Yeah.
Eating ramen noodles and using ancient technology.
All right, perfect. So thanks, Chris, for pausing that. That's amazing. So people on the channel can vote. Oh, what did Sanjay say? Can you put me backstage? Add to stream. Okay, sorry. All right, people on the channel can vote now. We'll wait for that. As you know, you can see the names at the bottom. And you guys can start talking about your timepieces, actually. Debbie, you can start talking about your timepieces.
I was waiting.
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you. So, first of all, I thought it was interesting that a budget watch is something under $5,000. That's quite a nice budget. And I would like to say thank you to the person who's going to give me $5,000 to buy a budget watch. But the watch I chose is the Fears Brunswick with the salmon dial. I own this watch. It's a gorgeous watch, mechanical. So it's hand wound and it's unique. And I also am very much into supporting watch companies that do good things. And Fears does a lot of great things. They're now lending watches to people who have job interviews who don't own nice watches. I mean, how wonderful is that?
That is.
Karan cut out?
I think so.
Yeah, we can go with Nick.
Yeah, so I went with the Tudor Pelagos. I love this watch. I have this watch, actually, that exact one in blue. I probably wear it more than any other. It's just a pure tool watch. It's not trying to be anything different. It's not making any apologies for what it is. It is made of titanium, so you might think, okay, well, this is going to be super lightweight. No, it's like enormous, so it totally isn't. And it's the largest watch I can comfortably wear. And I don't even like large watches, but that one, it's fantastic. I wear it all the time and love it. And if I had a one watch collection, I had to reduce my whole collection. First of all, that would be really inhumane. But if I did have to do that, this would be that watch.
Very cool. And then we have Arthur.
Yeah, so I picked the this is the IWC Spitfire three-hander with the date. This is 39 millimeters and marks their move to an in-house movement in that watch, whereas the normal Mark 18 does not have an in-house movement yet. So I think it's one of the better value IWCs, and for this category of under 5,000, I wanted to pick something that was versatile, could be like a one watch collection. It looks good on leather and NATO if you want to go more casual, and is a bit different. You don't look like every other Rolex wearing schmuck out there. You've got a little bit of extra taste by going the IWC route. The little bit of Fotina might be controversial, but I think it looks good on the three-hander.
Nice. So I'm not sure because I got booted off as well. Did we get our votes in? I've not seen anything.
So far
anything?
it doesn't. Oh, okay. So we have.
That's okay. Wilson's doing the count anyway, but I just wanted to know because I couldn't see the chat.
Oh yeah, we're having a few from Nick and Arthur. It looks like.
Okay.
One from
Oh,
Sanjay.
Wilson says round 1, Nick and Arthur tied. Okay.
Excellent.
Excellent.
All right.
All right.
Oh, actually, do I get to vote?
No, we don't get to vote.
I don't get to vote. Okay. Excellent.
We're not voting today.
That might show a slight preference in the audience towards the tool watch side of things. I liked all 4 picks, but it's interesting.
Yeah,
Debbie and Sanjay went a little dressier, right?
Yeah, I did that on purpose. I figured in that price category there'd be a lot of tool watches, and I love the fact that this watch meets the criteria in budget, but looks very, very dressy. And I think a lot of people might look at that watch and be surprised at the price. I think it's a beautiful watch.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
The blue with the gold hands and markers and everything is really nice.
Actually, Wilson can vote. Wilson, you can vote. Absolutely. Go for it. So if you want to make that decider. All right. So while Wilson does that, let's go to the next category. All right. You forgot you were dreaming. All right. So according to Wilson, actually Nick steals round 1 because he chose Nick. So
This show is rigged. I'm out of here.
all right. So we can go ahead and start with
Very good timing.
all right. We can start with Debbie.
Okay, I had a really hard time with this category. So I went to Grand Seiko because I just love Grand Seiko watches, and I thought, I'll find something that if I had a man, what would I enjoy seeing on his wrist? So that's how I chose the watch.
Karan, I can't hear you for some reason.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah, we can go to Nick.
Yeah. So I went with the JLC Moonphase Ultra Thin Master Control Series. It's amazing. And it's really cheap compared to other offerings that have similar capabilities, and you get it from JLC, the watchmaker's watchmaker. But I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Sanjay's pick, where you have a Breguet tourbillon, where they were the origin of the tourbillon. And if price was no object, which in this case it is no object, don't pick mine. Go pick Sanjay's.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, Sanjay, you go next.
I don't think I could say it better than Nick.
Yeah, don't go with the
Breguet is maybe my favorite brand, and this watch has many of the hallmarks of a Breguet watch: the Breguet numerals, Breguet hands, the fluted case band, and then of course, how can you go wrong with the tourbillon by Breguet? So, and although Dan seems to think the dial was made by someone drunk, I think that enamel dial looks beautiful. And if it was made by someone drunk, that adds another, interesting feature to the watch. So
a lot of the best works were written and made by people who were drunk. So
exactly.
Arthur.
All right. So for men's dress watch, I thought time only. So, super simple, classic, has to be precious metal. So I said, I love Dauphine hands, and I love the guilloche dial that Vacheron does on this Traditionnel. I think it's 38 millimeters. So for me, that's just about the right size. And I think it's actually priced reasonably for what it is. I think it's right around $20,000, but it's not like I'm going to buy that tomorrow. But if I was looking for a dress watch, that's my pick.
Yeah, I would say that you and Debbie are the only ones that fit the classic definition of men's dress watch. So by default, Nick and Sanjay are out. But
what is the classic definition?
Yeah,
well, from what I've read about, I think it's just time only, and
you had a time only category.
Well, no,
that's true.
Tourbillons, no tourbillons, and because you're supposed to focus on
better
the.
time.
I'll defer to you then.
I beg to differ. I think a tourbillon also, or a complication, could be a nice dress watch, though.
I agree.
Yeah, I think nowadays it really doesn't matter, but
I don't know. I really like what Chris said there.
He says, "Hey, buddy." Right. All right. So I think round two, according
Sanjay?
to Winston, is Sanjay. Yep. All right.
all right. That's the time only category. And Debbie, you want to start?
Sure. I had to go with one of my favorite micro brands. I'm all about micro brands. And this Laurier Falcon is such a beautiful watch. It wears beautifully. It's the waffle dial is so unique. And I just love this watch. And it's so reasonably priced. It comes in 4 different colorways, and just can't say enough about it. It's gorgeous, and it feels great on the wrist.
Very good. And Nick?
Yeah, so I went with the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41 in any color you love. And really, I think this one, just because I think you have to have at least one Rolex in your collection, this is going to be one that is a free watch. You basically buy it, and then 20 years from now or 15 years from now, you get all of your money back, and you get a little bit to buy some other fun watches as well. And with this, it's one of those watches where, you can wear it around, you can kick it around, you can, do whatever you need with it, and it'll still somehow hold its value no matter what it's been through. So this one, for value retention, for, brand, and, filling that slot in the collection, I think this one takes it. And this year with the fun, colorful dials, that might be a limited thing. So you never know. This might be some opportunity that you don't have for another 20, 30 years in the future.
Excellent. And Sanjay?
So I went with this Patek. I kind of, this was a tough one because there's so many great time-only watches. And I did clarify with Chris. I wanted to make sure, because I know all my watches are incredibly expensive watches. And so I made sure that there was no budget for any of these watches. So I did not factor that in. I think all these choices are phenomenal choices, but this watch in platinum with the sector dial, I think it's very striking, beautiful. It will retain its value like the Rolex because it's a Patek. So I think it's a great piece.
Yeah, great choice. And Arthur?
So I went with the Blancpain Mil-Spec Tribute Hodinkee Limited Edition, which was downsized from the regular Mil-Spec to just about 40 millimeters and with the date removed, which is kind of my preference, and making it a time-only dive watch. I just think it's one of the most historically significant tool watches and divers at that, in like a pure modern tribute form. So I really like it.
Yeah, that's a cool choice too. Yeah, so those were the time only, and go on to. I think we have all the votes in, and Wilson can work on that. Oh, that was. Was that all the? I don't think that was.
That's a shameless plug. No, that's a shameless plug.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Don't worry, nothing changed. Go for it.
Okay. There we go.
I think I know where this is headed. Good choice, Sanjay. Looks like we tied round 3 as well.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so Debbie can start.
I guess we could have just called this the Lange category. So I was looking through all the Lange watches, and I just kept getting drawn back to this one. I love the way the hands stand out on that white dial, and I think that I'm being influenced a bit by the fact that in the Boston Watch Shots group, we have Lange on a NATO. So I was envisioning this watch looking fantastic on an ill-fitting NATO. So there you have it.
Any of these would, to be
That's
fair.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. Nick?
Yeah, so this is a hard category because, I could have went Namos. I probably would have in real life picked Zen, but at the same time, price was there's no limit on price. And so I was looking at, okay, well, if there's no limit on price, do I want to really pick a Stoa and get a Flieger? Do I really want it? Because, that's proper, German design, proper German everything. But at the same time, Lange, come on. Obviously, they got the clean sweep on the category. But looking at this Lange tourbillon, you can say, well, why wouldn't you just pick the Breguet tourbillon in the previous round? Well, I kind of, I did after the fact. But if we look at this is something special. I mean, they didn't just use rubies as their jewels. They actually went back and they're like, for the pivot for the tourbillon carriage, we're going to put that in a diamond. And so they do all this crazy outlandish stuff to just bring this to the next level. And I think that it has earned whatever price is there upon request because it's gorgeous. The finishing is top notch. The beveling is fantastic. They didn't, make it some sort of automatic. So you have to, move the rotor to see what's going on. They're like, no, hand wind tourbillon. Let's see everything. Let's show everything completely, letting it all lay out to bear. And of course, has a deployment strap, not always seen on a Lange. So fantastic timepiece.
I really like that. Yeah. A lot of these choices have a very Germanic take on watchmaking, so it's pretty cool. Sanjay.
So yeah, this was the hardest category for me because if Breguet is not my favorite brand, then Lange is. And you say German brand, and then a small part of me wanted to pick something like La Chute because I knew everyone would pick Lange, and then I thought that's just silly. So this watch, the triple split, is a just mind-boggling complication that Lange has done. I think when they introduced it, it may have been the only split seconds chronograph that could measure out to hours. I'm not, Karan can probably let us know if anyone else has done it since then. But it's just a technical marvel. It's a beautiful looking watch. And I'll let Arthur continue describing how great my pick was.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, it's the only triple split.
That's right. That's right. The first and I believe only triple split chronograph.
Yeah.
I'm a huge chronograph guy. So when offered the opportunity to pick the king of all complicated chronographs, I did. Right. And I really prefer the new colorway they introduced this year. I think with this blue dial with the silver sub dials, but the gold hands and gold case, I actually think it is, to me, to my taste, the best looking Lange, as well as being one of the most technically complicated and interesting to my preferences too. So that's why I picked it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough to pick between you and Sanjay for sure.
It's about picking the watches. I don't think it's fair to say, this isn't a popularity contest, right?
I know I'll lose that.
Is this like running for class president or something?
It is, yeah.
I think you're winning it, Sanjay. Wilson's trying to get people to pick a name. Probably just tired of seeing my face on here.
Who had the best description? So we still.
I did want to pick a Zeitwerk. I have to admit that was tough.
Yeah, that would have been another one. The blues they have this year are so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically, if you're picking Arthur on this one, you'll have to pick Sanjay because it's about the watch more than just the person right here. So you guys, if someone says Sanjay and not Arthur, that means Arthur gets a vote anyway. So just
okay, good.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
3-way tie.
Okay.
Ooh. All right. Let's go.
Oh my goodness!
You guys
wow!
Arthur, we got to go out watch shopping sometime together.
We do, and it's going to be very, very expensive.
So just throwing that out there.
You guys are very expensive.
Good time.
All right, Debbie, do you want to start with yours?
Sure. So I just thought that this watch is very cool. It's the only watch, a gold tone watch that I chose. I've never seen it in person, but I loved the Roman numerals, which I'm not usually drawn to Roman numerals, but I just thought they looked perfect on this watch. And I love the texture on the rotors and just thought it was a really cool looking watch.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good one. Nick? Nick, you're muted.
I actually lost audio there, so I couldn't even hear anything. I was like, what's going on? Anyway, yeah, so I went with the Piaget Altiplano Ultimate Concept. This one is customizable. If you actually go to their boutiques, they actually have a little app. You can pick all the colors. I actually chose that because I don't like skeleton watches. I can't read what's going on, and like, I have vision issues. But I need to be able to see what the time is. So with this one, I could pick high contrast colors. They gave you some of the dial before cutting away the bottom right corner of it. And it is just a gorgeous watch. It's the thinnest watch. The movement and the crystal are the same thickness. They had problems with the manufacturer because the crystal was actually creating static electricity with the handset moving next to it. So they actually had to do some adjustment in the design. Like, this is the ultimate thinnest watch, and you think it's going to break, but then they use materials that can actually withstand amazing torsion, has amazing torsion strength or something like that. Don't know the engineering term for that, but we're going to go with it. Handset is embedded into the actual dials that are actually spinning. It's pretty wild watch. I love that watch. Also, price available on request because price doesn't matter.
Yep. So Sanjay / Arthur.
You wanted to go first this time, Arthur?
Okay, I'll explain why we should win. I think skeletonized watches, they are technically interesting, but often not pretty. And I really, for my taste at least, and I really like the way Vacheron did the skeletonization of the overseas perpetual calendar. It still has a really beautiful symmetry about the dial, left to right, up and down. The fact that they kept, the blue theme to the dial while skeletonizing, I think looks really great. And with a solid white gold case and bracelet, I think it kind of runs a little under the radar compared to the rose gold version of this that came out last year. And the fact that you can put this on the included rubber or leather, just like any other overseas, I think this could be a really cool regular wear piece, despite it being super valuable and complicated.
Yeah.
Sanjay?
Did you leave enough for Sanjay?
I concur. He said it very well. I don't think I can add anything more to that. You can get lost looking at that movement. I think the point of this skeleton dial is to see the movement, and the architecture of this movement is just phenomenal. And you might have a hard time reading the time, but the movement is pretty impressive to look at.
Yeah, I think when they do such a good job like that, it's really cool. And you get 3 straps, most importantly. All right. I think that was the last category, so Wilson can tally up. If we have a tiebreaker category, but we'll see if we need that. So you guys can kind of pitch your choices if you want. We could start with Debbie.
Pitch my choice for what?
Just, do you think you're gonna win?
Oh no, no. I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that I'm gonna win. I'm impressed by how much these guys know about the watches and how they can describe them. Nick, to me, when I hear him talk about watches, he sounds like I don't know. He's doing a radio show. He's got that fantastic voice, and I love it. I want to buy every watch he talks about.
But don't buy every watch I talk about, because then I won't be able to buy them. I haven't bought any of these watches. Hello, guys. I have that one.
All right.
It's like, I don't know what's going on, because I'm lagging terribly. That's why I took the video off.
I won round 4. What do you know?
All right. So what are the official scores then?
Wilson's just put them in the chat.
Yeah.
But who won what? Oh, Wilson. Here you go.
Does that mean I win, even though I didn't get the most votes?
You win in life.
I think there should be an extra point for being able to pick the Longa based on which one would look best on a NATO. I think that's an amazing criteria for shopping.
I think Debbie's probably would.
I think the triple split on a blue NATO with gold.
That's a lot of blue. I don't know.
Maybe a blue NATO with a gold stripe down the middle.
Right.
Actually risk looking good.
But probably not the Omega NATOs.
All right. So Nick won.
Yeah, sounds like we don't need a tiebreaker.
It looked like there was a tie, actually, because I had 2 rounds, and then Sanjay had 2 rounds. I had 1 in 5, and he had 2 in 3.
I have no idea, because what do you call it? You guys I was lagging completely. So if you think it's a tie, we know what that tie entails, right?
Yeah, we have a tiebreaker category. So
If it is a tie, you guys tell me. I mean, I don't know.
One of my wins was a shared win with Arthur, so I don't know if I get full credit or not. But
I'll give you my half of the credit so that you can go to the tiebreaker, Sanjay.
all right, we'll do a tiebreaker. Sanjay and Nick's choices, and for that category, we were gonna go with limited edition piece. So
Under $2,000 though.
under $2,000.
Not 2,000, 10,000.
Sorry,
whoa,
10,000. Yeah,
Give me a
under
few
10,000. Yeah, under $10,000. We can share them.
I love you, Chris.
Karan, do you have the?
Do I what?
Actually,
No, they were supposed to use it. They can talk about it.
yeah.
And then we can pull it up.
We can start with Nick again.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, Wilson says Nick won.
Oh, Nick won. Okay.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right. But anyway, we can all talk about a limited edition under $10,000.
Yep.
So we can start with Debbie.
All right. We'll start with Debbie.
We'll start with Debbie. Is Debbie on mute?
Debbie's on mute.
Okay, I didn't think I was going to have to speak because there was no tie. I wasn't in the tiebreaker. So I own this limited edition watch. It's the Oris Aquis Clean Ocean, which has a beautiful blue dial. It's gorgeous. They made 2,000 of them, and I love the fact that the case back is filled with plastic that has come out of the ocean, and the sale of the watch supports removing plastic from the ocean. Oris does a lot of great things for the environment.
Okay.
Great. Nick?
Yeah, so I picked the Hoyer Carrera. They did a reissue this year in teal, so it's this really interesting blue-green color. And I picked that watch because my first Swiss watch was actually a Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. I'm not super fan of Tag, but I do like the history of Heuer, and this watch especially because they had this racing history of building watches for races. And Jack Heuer, he was inspired in 1953 by the Carrera Pan America race. That's this race across Mexico, I almost said 200,000 miles. That'd be ridiculous. 2,000 miles. People were dying. People were racing just their regular people racing their regular cars. And he made this watch to handle the rigors of that race. And of course, the race was canceled the next year. The last one was in 1954, so it was never like the official timekeeper of that race at all. But it's funny that like he's a fan of this. He's going to make a watch for it, and yet it's lived on in the brand to this time. And it's a gorgeous style.
That's a great pick. Sanjay?
I picked the Zenith Pilot Type 20 chronograph in silver. I think it's a limited edition of 250. It's right at $10,000, so I don't know if it qualifies, but I just think it's such a unique piece because the case is in silver, the dial is in silver, the dial is riveted so that it ties into Zenith's aviation ties. So I think it's a really, really unique looking piece. And it's
what did
sorry about that. I was trying to get mine ready to share, and it popped it straight up on the screen. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries, no worries. So anyway, that's my choice.
Cool. Arthur?
Well, I guess you might have seen it. Sanjay, when you started with the word Zenith, I was like, oh my God, is it going to happen again? Not exactly. My pick is the Zenith El Primero A386 Manufacturer Edition. This is the one they did. I think it's the only steel A386 you can buy outside of that. Actually, I think that's true as a reedition. And it's all blue subdials, and I think you can only buy it. Actually, this says add to cart now. Online from Zenith or at the manufacturer themselves, the place itself. So I think it's one of the prettiest El Primeros, regardless of modern or vintage. And I love the case shape especially.
I like I don't think the subdials overlap as much. I don't know if that's just me.
It's a little bit less. I like the overlap regardless, but yeah.
But yeah, great choices. Sanjay probably gets another half point for coming in right at 10.
Well, actually,
Maximize my budget.
People have been questioning this. How did Sanjay get half a point? Why not a full point? So,
well, I mean, that's part of the game, right? Because you should pick something that is a little more unique. I think that's just my preference, but
I'll pick you. You're unique for sure. You're extremely unique, Chris.
Yeah. All right. So, what do people think won the limited edition category? I'm just curious to see who won that. I would pick
without seeing the watches.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see if I can.
I'm getting votes because I was able to show a picture, I think.
Twice.
That's cheating.
Yeah, look at it.
I can try to send a link.
See, I can probably share Nick's pick. Okay.
What are we doing here?
I'm going to share some of the other choices.
The other choices of?
The limited edition choices.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's Nick's. Is that the correct reference?
Yeah, it's the correct one. What's weird is when you tilt that dial, it goes from a blue to a green. So like some of the pictures you find of it, you're like, okay, I'm looking for the green dial, the blue. There is no blue dial. It is that one, and it just kind of changes. And for the record, I do love the Bond Omegas. I do. But I figured that if I went with that, like someone else would pick it and it would just be like a whole round of that. Or if I went with like the Silver Snoopy Award, like I was like, someone's going to do Silver Snoopy. It's exactly 10,000. Sweep in and get it. But I went with the tag. It has a special place in my heart.
Chris, I texted you a link to mine if that makes it easier.
Yeah.
The cool thing about that tag is that green with a little bit of blue in it reminds me so much of like the best color that Aston Martins tend to come in. I just think it looks fantastic. Like the British racing green.
True. Very true.
Right.
Debbie gets a volleyball.
So I want to know, I have a question while Chris is fiddling around there. Is Wilson single?
That's probably one of the important questions.
Debbie, if he was, would you swipe right or left?
I don't know. I've never laid eyes on him. I've only seen what he types.
Didn't you see
He's a volleyball.
He's a volleyball. Okay.
He's actually
He's harmless then.
Well,
is that my
Gotta meet
clean
the
ocean
parents.
there that I'm looking at?
yes. Is that the one or is it the other? the GMT?
I think that's it. It's a 38 or 39.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Then, yeah, it's the diver.
But Debbie,
Yep.
Debbie Chris is single too. Just saying.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
All right.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
We're gonna change our channel name to About Tinder, not About Time anymore. There you go. Oh. Wait.
All right.
Wait.
I'm pulling up Sanjay's.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's going to chaperone that day?
Dan.
Yeah, Chris.
Okay, so we got the Sanjay's Choice, the Zenith Silver. Just barely following the rules. Moderated by Chris and Karan.
Well, I'll be lagging, so you'll be not getting any dates there.
Well, you'll see our date 5 minutes from then. All right. So people, I think we got to everyone's choice. People can vote.
What about you? Did you put Arthur up?
I did when I was talking about it
already, so because I couldn't get it. All right.
All right. So
take the date first, Chris.
The what?
You didn't see that? Dan's calling mommy.
Oh, yeah. He's not wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like Sanjay, I think.
Yeah, but that was just for everybody in general. That was not competing for the competition. Right?
No, it wasn't. No.
Okay.
I just want to know what people would choose. Let's see.
Exactly. All right, perfect. Sorry for the lag, guys. I mean, I know I could do better. But it's funny how StreamYard works for me. I don't know why. It doesn't. But if I do this, if I just play a video, it just goes perfect. And if anybody, Debbie, this is just for you. This is just for you if you want to see the. All right.
So now that I know what he looks like, I have to make a decision.
You do.
That should help a lot.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, it's actually better than some of the profile pictures I've seen on some of the dating apps I've been on, to be honest. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating.
Better conversation too, I bet.
Extremely charming.
Well, he just
large
you his,
Well, you're taller than me, Wilson, if that matters.
That's a huge volleyball.
Yeah.
That would be painful to spike. I'm just saying.
Fantastic. Wilson, you need to come on stream. Everybody's requesting you to come.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's a very popular man.
Very popular man, right? Right. Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much, for joining in as always. The final scores, actually, which I'm still not understanding. I just got a text from Wilson. It says round 1, Nick, round 2, Sanjay, round 3, Sanjay and Arthur, round 4, Debbie, and round 5, Nick. So that means Nick and Sanjay got 2 and 2. So, yeah. Anyway, Nick was being fair also. So in that case, since Nick had a second opportunity to come on this thing, Sanjay will have a second opportunity in the next round to contest as well. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I'll have to go find a studio though to match Nick.
He is kind of getting people with that.
And his voice, that voice.
Well, I can't match that.
Me either.
Well, you hope not, too. then Wilson will not be talking to you.
Well, it's up to Wilson.
If you,
That's right. How do you know what Wilson likes?
I know,
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
I know what Chris likes. That's why he was supporting it. So, anyway, well, once again, thank you guys for joining on the channel. Please like and subscribe if you can, if you haven't, rather. And thank you all for your support, everybody. And
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. A lot of fun.
Thanks
See you
all.
soon. Good
Thanks
Thanks for
game, guys.
joining.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you.